I represent a very politically diverse district, and I've made amends with Donald Trump, and I support him wholeheartedly for presidency this year. But when you look at, and I understand the frustration of many Americans across the country because they feel that if they can do this to Donald Trump, they can do this to anybody.
All right, welcome back. That was the Republican Congresswoman from the state of South Carolina, Nancy Mace, earlier here on the show, explaining why she feels Donald Trump's guilty verdict will bring out Republican voters. Joining us now and for the rest of the hour, Michael Warren is the senior editor at The Dispatch. Daniella Diaz is a congressional reporter at Politico. Sarah McCammon, national political correspondent at NPR. And Bob Cusack, editor-in-chief of The Hill. Hello to you all.
Hey,
what a week that was, huh?
No kidding.
And I was, and we got a big week coming up too, but let's start with what we just heard there out of Nancy Mace, Bob, and what happened with Donald Trump. Are you of the belief that this, and we're going to get some of the top polling here, I would assume, like within the next handful of days, and we'll get a sense of where all this shook out. Do you get a sense that this is going to bring out Republican voters? What's this going to do with independents? I mean, that fundraising number of $53 million in 24 hours sort of speaks for itself.
No, I do think this has united the Republican Party. I mean, even like Mitch McConnell and Susan Collins, who are not basically Trump fans, have come to his defense. So, but at the same time, Blake, I do think this is going to hurt him with independents who are struggling to think about, all right, who am I voting for here? Maybe it moves him to a third party, but certainly Republicans wanted an acquittal. That didn't happen. Imagine if that had happened, that would have been a lot worse for Democrats.
Does it move him to a third party, or does it move him to President Biden? Because that's sort of
I think it remains to be seen.
A big one, right?
And I think it depends on the debate. I mean, this race is so close. I mean, Trump is winning, no doubt about it. But I think it depends on which campaign plays it better over the next several months.
Right. What'd you hear there from Nancy Mace?
You know, she said this could happen to anyone. Of course, it can only happen if you've been charged with a crime and tried in a court of law. And I think it's important to point out that, you know, President Trump's attorneys had the opportunity to participate in jury selection. They mounted a defense, and he was convicted by a jury of his peers in accordance with the law. You know, in my experience on the campaign trail, the primary campaign trail this past year, when I talked to Trump supporters who were dug in, most were pretty dug in on the idea that this wasn't a legitimate process. But I think we need to recognize the fact that this proceeding followed the normal process of law.
You know, what I took from our other guest, Congressman Swalwell, is on the other side, on the Democratic side, Daniella. He said it is up to folks like him, members of Congress and surrogates, to go out and say, this guy's a convicted felon and hammer him that way. Whereas President Biden didn't say that, right? Do you think that's what we're going to get?
You know, it's funny that you're asking that. I just did a story on this.
Okay,
of course, it's very early. We don't know exactly how they're going to play this. They are obviously going to rely a lot on polling and what they're hearing from their constituents. But I think down ballot races will be very affected by this. And there will be members like Swalwell who are going to say he's convicted, this is going to turn out voters. But there will be some other Democrats who are facing tough elections who are going to be very silent on this. I mean, we saw all the vulnerable Senate Democrats, Tester, Brown, come out and say, you know, we're going to let the voters decide what this means for the election. And I think it's going to be very varied response.
You know, my big question is not so much how are people reacting in these voters reacting in these last couple of weeks. Really, how does this affect Donald Trump's campaign? Donald Trump has really benefited from having the focus of the campaign, such as it is, to be on President Biden. Biden has bad approval number ratings. The economy is doing poorly. Does this shift the focus onto Donald Trump? And I think we're not entirely clear on how that affects how voters think. Is Donald Trump going to run as a victim here? How will people, take that in? And it's not Republican voters so much. Republican voters were always going to come out for Donald Trump. It's those independent voters, particularly independent suburban women in the major metro areas in the swing states.
That's why I started the show with the Congresswoman of the 5, 6, 7 key swing states, right? And in those 5, 6, 7, you're really looking at 5, 6, 7% who are probably going to tip this one way or another. All right.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.